changed my mind. I brought my camera and didn't realize it's completely dead, so I'm recording this YouTube video tutorial on my phone. So sorry about that. We'll see how it goes. If this works, this might be easier. And then, nice dropping. Let me set this up somewhere. Hey guys, David Anderson official. I'm gonna teach you guys. I'm talking to the audience, man.
Hi.
I'm here teaching you how to hang five. So first thing you're gonna need is a front peg. You only need one front peg on whichever side you want to hang five on. And that's probably first. Okay, so the easiest way to learn hang fives in like the normal footed way is your front foot, like your forward foot, goes on the peg, because then once you can balance in hang fives and then you learn how to hop into hang fives, then your forward foot has less distance to travel before it's on the front peg. So that'll make it easier to learn. I actually hang five goofy footed, kinda. I'm like goofy pegged. But all I'm trying to say is you can learn hang fives no matter what foot forward you are or no matter what peg you ride. You can learn it. So you pick whichever foot that you want to hang five with, and the first step is while you're riding, set your foot on the peg and you ride like that for a second. Okay, so you're riding. You'd probably want to use your front foot, but for me, I use my back foot. So all you do, ride like that, foot on the front peg, other foot on the pedal. And if you ride in a straight line like that, you're already halfway there. Biker Dude 69. He'll probably film me doing a hang five later. But anyways, so you can now ride in a straight line with your one foot on the pedal and the other foot on the peg, right? Now what you're gonna wanna do is adjust your bike so that you're able to learn this trick. So to do that, you need to find the right height for your seat. So if you're tall, you probably wanna raise your seat post up like an inch. If you're short, you probably just leave it a little lower. And then one thing that really helps is tipping your seat back. And the amount you tip it back, really all you have to do is tip your bike in like a nose manual and then adjust your seat till your seat's flat. Because then when you're in the hang five, it's flat and you can sit on it like a stool and you can kind of just have that balance point. So even if your like arms are jiggly or whatever, you still have your butt like planted on the seat so that you can just balance like that. So it really is just like sitting down, having your one foot hang off for balance. Like I'm pretty sure all of you have, if you're trying to ride bikes, then you're definitely that kid in class who tipped their chair back and got yelled at in school. So it's like that. That's basically what this trick is. Hey. Sorry. Oh, I have to sneeze again. Now that you've adjusted your seat, you can ride with your front foot or whatever foot you feel comfortable with on the front peg. Now what you have to do is get into the hang five. So to do that, you probably want to know how to endo, which is just bringing your back tire off the ground while you're riding. All right, so here's an endo. Like that. And it's basically an endo, but you can use your foot on the peg for a little bit more leverage. Now with the hang five, you have your front foot on the peg. So what helps is if you turn your wrists back a little bit to get a little more leverage, because you're going to push forward with your hands. So your front foot and then endo. And as you go up, your pedal foot comes off and you swing it just as you need to. Probably when you first start, you won't really know how to swing your foot and you'll probably just be like flailing, which is fine because you'll understand once you're up there where you need your foot to be. When I was saying to like endo into it, you can bring your wrist back a little bit so you have a little more leverage to push the back end up. So it's like instead of being here, if you put your hands with your palm a little behind the grip, you can push up higher and harder and it'll just be a little more effortless. Another good way to start hang fives is if you come against like a curb or a ledge or something, and you lift your bike up next to the ledge, and then just inch along until you find your balance point. And if your seat's like too high where you can't touch the ground, you can go next to a curb or lower your seat a little bit. But that helps me get in the balance point. I think when I was learning, I would toe drag. I would leave my hanging foot down on the ground and drag my foot so that my back end wouldn't drop. This is, all right, I don't know how to nose manual at all. So hang fives are actually like, I think easier than nose manuals because I can't even nose manual still, but I can do hang fives forever. So I think if you guys can get your seat position right and get over the fear of flipping over, so flip over a few times, you can always push the bars out of your way and jump over the bike and you'll be fine. And after that, you can get them locked in pretty good. Okay, so to find your balance point, it'll take a little while of trying. So you can also just try and stand still and put your butt on the seat and then just try and jump onto the hang five like that. And eventually you'll be able to find your balance point. Or you can just skip all that and go straight into it and just try and make things work. So I'm gonna show you guys how to get on like without hopping in, and then I'll show you how to get in with hopping in. And you'll probably learn it in that order. Like you'll learn it just putting your foot, like placing your foot on the peg, and then you'll learn hop in after you can balance already. So that's the different ways to get into the hang five, and it's going to take a while to get the balance point, but basically you just got to be repetitive and keep getting the back tire up and up. You might flip over, you might go not up high enough and the back tire will drop, but you keep doing that until you can balance in the hang five and your foot will just start hanging naturally where it needs to be. Then the only thing you need to learn how to do is how to get out of the hang five. So what I do, since I do my back foot on the front peg, I really have to pay attention to where my pedals are. But what I like to do is keep my body where it is and just use my hands to drop the back end. So my body will stay there, but my arms will move. And then I'll just jump to that. And that's how you can practice landing it, is by just standing still in a hang five and then dropping and trying to jump on the pedals. And that's how it'll feel when you're doing the actual hang five. Getting on really isn't that scary. You can hang five pretty slow. So I mean, you can learn it slow and then you won't be as afraid to jump onto the pedals. Yeah, you can move it if it's in the way. So once you can hang five flat and everything, you can learn hang five out of quarters. You could do them out of banks, that's easy. And once you can balance in hang fives, you can do them up and down banks or like over little rollers, and they're pretty fun. Hopping into a box, you just hop really high, push your front tire down, and then get in the hang five. And that's not that hard if you just hop high when you need to. So I'll just film a couple hang five clips and then you guys should be able to get the gist of it. Just keep practicing outside, see if you can go a parking space, another parking space, just keep adding on. And really it's an endless trick. You can do it for until your legs give out. I mean, do it your whole neighborhood, make it a challenge. By the end of the year, get it. Subscribe. Well, that's my how to hang five. You can do this like fakie, you can do this like with tricks out, with tricks in. It's a fun one. This is a great trick to learn even if you don't have a skate park, because you can learn it on your driveway, you can learn it in front of your street. Perfect for parking lots, especially because you can gauge your distance. But I learned it right in front of my house on the street. Here's a bunch of clips of me doing hang fives now, so go out and learn them, and if my how-to helped, share it with someone. subscribe, and I'll be making more videos more often now that I moved to Arizona. You can see the palm trees. It's not all desert.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
That was first go.
We should make a lunch. Okay, I'm going now, Nathan.
You just gotta send it.